Hello there folks, welcome back to Space Engineers. As you see, I've been busy, and I've used up all of the steel that we had inside of our welding ship, which was like 80,000 if not more. Anyhow, this ship so far has required an insane amount of steel plates, but that's alright, we have plenty, so that's not an issue. However, one thing, I promised myself I'd make a small ship. I didn't make a small ship. And I actually ran out of room, so I'm going to actually have to grind away some of this stuff so I can continue building my ship. And I'm going to go through a little tour of the design so far. The front of the ship is incredibly heavily armored, and it even has these hangar door pieces in the front, which are, I believe, stronger than heavy armor blocks when it comes to absorbing some sort of fire, but they require an insane amount of steel plate, so I only put a couple of those on the front. Also, it kind of makes it look interesting, makes it look like a grill or something on the front of the ship. And then it slopes back. Inside there's a little hallway. The hallway is going to be filled with conveyor tubes because they are going to feed the rocket pods, which we're going to put on the side of this. Not sure if we're going to put them right on top or right on the bottom, but we're going to find a spot for them, and they're going to be fed via a conveyor tube that's going to go along the center line of the ship, which we will take a look at the inside in a little bit so you can see what I'm actually talking about. Alright, and then this is actually just a whole bunch of armor, because I'm guessing this is where the ship's going to get shot at the most, because it's going to have some of the heavier weaponry inside of it. So the automated drones are going to want to target the front of the ship, so I have 2 armor wide, because this is actually only a 1x1 corridor in the middle, so it's going to be 2 armor thickness from the side, except by the time you get over here it's only 1 armor thickness, but that's not going to be much of an issue, because I hope I don't expose the side of my ship, because then that means my thrust pods are going to be exposed. And the front of the ship actually has an insane amount of armor. I believe the hallway only goes up to about here or here, so there's going to be at least 1, 2, and 3, maybe even 4 blocks of frontal armor to protect from incoming missile fire and stuff like that. So right now I just colored it white so you can see it. It's probably not going to be white when it's finished. And here is one of the nacelles. It's not finished yet. I ran out of steel plates. Well, not true. I have some in my inventory so I can fill it up. Okay, now I ran out of steel plates. So we're going to have rockets here, rockets here, rockets here, facing up and facing down, and on the other side it's going to have another nacelle looking exactly the same. However, there's no room right there, so I might actually have to move my ship to finish it. Alright, let's take a look at the underside. There's not really much to look at the underside. We're going to be taking away that landing gear. That's not going to stay. And we just have a little bit of a bulge here because we need to support the extra armor, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, okay, so the walkway is here, and it ends probably right there. So all of this is extra bottom armor. Probably we'll be able to fit a missile launcher or something in there as well. And here it dips down a little bit so that we have enough room to put our engineering section, and it also goes up a little bit so it has enough room for our engineering section. And this little strip of armor here is an armor band protecting our bridge, to give us a little bit of extra armor to protect from incoming fire if they decide to target our command console. So our bridge is going to be in this section of the ship, and we're also going to put some cameras on the outside just so we can have some good visibility if we ever wanted to go into first-person mode. And here is what the ship looks like on the inside so far. So I did want to block out enough room that we were able to fit a large reactor in here. I didn't fit a door in here. I should probably do that. A door with an airlock. Yeah, I probably should do that. I don't know if I'm going to put the airlock in the bridge of the ship or in the engineering section. Probably the bridge, because right now there's actually a decent amount of room in the bridge of the ship. And I think the engineering section is going to be chocked full of gyroscopes and stuff like that. So I shouldn't turn off my jetpack. There's no gravity in here so far. So here is the conveyor tube tunnel that we're going to be putting, and there's probably going to be conveyor at the very front of this, with conveyor tubes sticking off the side to feed missile launchers. Not missile turrets, missile launchers. We're going to put missile turrets on the ship. I'm not exactly sure where. Whoop, that's not what I wanted to do. Where are the missile turrets? So, I don't know exactly where I want to put the missile turrets, but there's definitely going to be a room. And here, we might leave a door open so that we can access the engines and stuff if we need to repair them without going outside of our ship. We can just open the door and peek in here, and we should have access to several of the thrusters, probably not all of them, but that door is going to be open, and I'll have the same thing on the other side. I just haven't finished it yet. And here we have where our passageway is going to go. It's going to go all the way down to the bottom and all the way up to the top, and here is the bridge of the ship. There's not much up here so far. I'm probably going to put our piloting seat right there. Maybe a backup one off to the side. There's going to be a medical room in here. We're probably also going to put an oxygen generator up here as well, because I think that's the only way we're going to fit one in here. I don't know if we're going to be able to fit oxygen tanks in here, though. That's actually something that I don't think we're going to be able to fit, because it's going to be a tight squeeze in the engineering section. We might even have to throw a backup reactor up here, a small backup reactor, and probably a couple of backup gyroscopes up here as well. So it's going to be a kind of full area, but the engineering section is just going to be packed to the brim. This is just going to be full of gyroscopes. Also, there's going to have to be a small cargo container, at least. We're not going to be able to fit a large cargo container in here, but there's going to be a small cargo container that's going to be able to feed all the missiles and Gatling turrets with ammunition. So that's one thing that we have to keep in mind while we're making this. Right now it's kind of a tight squeeze, but we can make it out. And that is the ship so far. I think maybe we can put some Gatling turrets probably on the sides here, and maybe a couple on the nacelles on the side as well. And as you see, I've been using the both using the 1x1 slope and the 1x2 slope blocks, because I think it makes the ship look a little bit sleeker than using the 1x1 blocks, because it makes it look a little stubby, I suppose you can say. But that is the design so far. I'm kind of happy with it, but I'm always open to constructive criticism and critiques, so feel free to leave them in the comment section below, because the ship's not done yet. So alright, let's actually gather some material so we can start laying down some of our thrusters and some of the interior workings of the ship. And we're going to probably want to find a place to put some rocket launchers. Whoops, once again. Alright, so I'm going to fly over here. We're going to need to grab a little bit of interior plate and a lot of steel plate. And over here is where we need to go. Alright. So we need a little bit of this, not much, probably not going to need any more than 50, because we're just laying down the pieces for now. We're going to finish them in a later episode, or maybe in between episodes, because in between episodes I managed to do quite a lot, so I might do that again. Alright. So let's start building the actual thrusters. We're going to want large thrusters facing down and up. And back, actually. We need large thrusters facing in all directions. In fact, I might actually have to forego that this steel bar here. I might actually just put a thruster in between there. Well, I think we're actually going to do small thrusters facing down and up. This is going to be a heavy ship, but I'm hoping that all this thrust will counteract its heaviness, and it will still be somewhat maneuverable. It's probably not going to be as maneuverable as the Spectre was, but that was a pretty impressive small design of a ship. Alright. Now we want some thrust going in the upward facing direction and side facing direction. Let's do the side facing direction first. There we go. And now we can, I'm gonna have to grind those blocks away, unfortunately, so need my character tools again. Unfortunately, my inventory is full, so I'm gonna have to throw some steel plates in here. Uh-oh, my energy is really low too, so I'm gonna have to jump back into the mothership to grab some energy. Oxygen's doing alright, but the energy is where it's really low, and I can't really grind much without completely depleting all my energy. So once it gets down to a little bit less than 10%, we're gonna probably head back. Okay, well, that's probably good. So let's grab some energy, and then we'll head on back. That's an odd place for my ship to be sitting. I don't recall parking it there. Someone's been messing with me. Anyhow, I could have swore it was on the top. I didn't move that, did I? Anyhow, I'm running perilously low on energy, so let's grab that before we start taking damage. I'm gonna have to move that ship because it looks like the cockpit is clipping into the it's clipping into the landing pad, so I'm gonna have to move that. Down to less than 5% energy. I think we should be fine though. Yeah, plenty of time to spare. Alright, well, we're gonna refill our energy, we're gonna move our ship, and then we're gonna continue building our nacelles. Alright, military transporter off in the distance. Too bad our military ship isn't up and running, or we could have a go at that. But not today. Not today, unfortunately. I'm hoping that it's only going to take maybe another 1 or 2 episodes before the ship is actually complete, because I want to get up and running real quick. And I really do want to have some fun with that thing. Alright, well... What? What? Somebody is playing tricks on me. I swear that did not just happen.
Ship fuel critical.
Well, that was... And it exploded. Well, it's a good thing that I moved it, but... actually, we're gonna keep you on. That was really strange. I'm glad I caught that on video. That had to have been what happened to that bomber over there. Either that or somebody really is playing tricks on me, but... Let's fix this. I don't want any of... I don't want my ship to be too damaged. I believe we're missing a gyroscope, but we can fix that. At least, like, my ship didn't explode, because that would have been bad. However, we are missing something back here. Not sure what. Oh, I believe that's a large cargo container, so... Anyhow. Let's continue building our big military ship, because apparently our little one decided to get possessed by a space demon or something and is moving all over the place. And I'm going to turn around and it's going to be right behind me, staring me in the face. That's not going to be cool. Alright. Well, let's continue to grind this away, because we're going to put a large thruster here. And we'll pretend that possession of my spaceship never actually happened, and we'll continue on. And we are running out of room, so let's fill this up with steel plates. There we go. And we're going to put a rocket back here. I don't know if we're going to have room for a gravity drive. I would like a gravity drive on this ship, but I don't think that's going to happen. Alright, well, let's put down that big thruster. Alright, and can I not see it? Must not be able to see it. There we go. I think I'm in the way right now. These big thrusters are kind of hard to place. There, well, no, that's not going to do it. I'm going to need to rotate it. That's what I wanted to do. Perfect. Alright, so it's going to have 2 large thrusters on the nacelles, and it's probably going to have even more thrusters on the back of the ship, but just for the sake of, for saving space, we're going to put the thrusters on the nacelles as well. Alright, and it looks like these are going to have to go as well, these steel plates here. So, oh, we're almost full on our steel plate quota, so let's throw some in. Well, let's start building our thrusters, might as well. We have the steel plates, and our inventory is full, so there we go. Now we have plenty of room to grind away these blocks, and then we're going to put our front-facing thruster in, and then we can start laying down the foundation for our conveyor tubes. I just realized I probably can't lay down all my conveyor tubes because I'm not going to be able to access them and weld them, but I can lay down the conveyor at the front of the ship, and I can start grinding outward so I know exactly where the conveyor is going to lie. Alright, and it looks like I'm full on volume right now, so here, have some steel plates. Alright, there we go. Now we have more volume again. So we're gonna have to find a layout for the rest of the engineering section. Probably do that this episode, at least as far as gyroscopes are concerned. I can probably lay down quite a few of those. There we go. Well, that took away a lot of my volume, so I think I should be able to grind this away safely. Yep, there we go. And now, ooh, I just realized this is not the right size. I could do something like that. That actually might work. Yeah, there we go. It does work. No, it doesn't. Because the nacelles are too tall. The engine is 3. That's mildly infuriating, but I guess we can just put these small thrusters in, I suppose. We'll just put in 4 small thrusters instead of 1 large thruster. There we go. That will do the trick. And now we can put the upward-facing thrusters. Got to make sure we don't put them right there, otherwise they will thrust damage our bridge of our ship, and we don't want that to happen. And there we go. And actually, can we? Yeah, we should be able to put some thrusters here without thrust damaging the ship. Not right there, though. So, there we go. And we will put the rest of these thrusters in. Alright, there we go. So we have one of our nacelles are completed. I actually might throw some armor on the top of this as well. That might not be a bad thing. But let's start laying down where our gyroscopes are going to go, so we know where the rest of the room is in our ship to place other items. We're probably going to want quite a few of these suckers, so we will... Well, actually, let's put in our conveyor first. So, conveyor. Conveyor, that's what I want. There we go. My guy's hand is freaking out because it's glitched in a wall. There we go. Okay, so that's where the conveyor is going to go. We can throw all of our interior plates in there. There we go. And let's start with fitting the gyroscopes in here. I'm guessing the center of the mass of the ship is going to be more forward than... well, actually, because of the cells, it might actually be right here. So, I'm going to put our gyroscopes here. We're going to save a little bit of room right there so we can put a small little cargo container, and then we might punch a hole in the floor so we can also have a conveyor tube popping out with a connector so we can refill it. There we go. So we have 1, 2, So we have 4 plus 7, or 4 plus 3 is 7. We're going to definitely want more than 7, so we're going to have to be creative with the space that we have, so we're going to stick them on the walls here as well. And that should be good. We do want to have enough room to move around, and where is... the hallway's coming down there, so that's fine. And there we go. Now let's see how many gyroscopes we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 3, 6, 12. 15 gyroscopes. Probably going to want 20 something, so we'll throw just a couple more on here, and then I think that'll be it. And if we need more, hopefully we'll have room. Okay, yeah, we're going to have enough room for one more row of gyroscopes. And how do we have it placed? We have them placing downwards like that. Alright. So that's quite the bank of gyroscopes there, so that ought to do it. We could actually put in the... we could put in this gyroscope right here, but I think we're just going to go with the standard ones, because the CodeCat gyroscope takes up almost as much room as a large reactor, and we don't really have any room to spare, so throwing them on the walls and stuff is probably a better use of our space than one of those large gyroscopes. Alright, so that should be good for that. Do we have any room for the medical room up here? I don't believe I have any interior plate. Yeah, I don't have any interior plate, so I can't build that. I probably won't be able to build the flight seats either. However, probably going to want a remote control block. Can't build that. Don't have any interior plate. Oxygen generator. That is one thing that we do want, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can throw it on its side. There we go. If we throw it on its side, throw it in the corner, we might have enough room. And then we're going to put the air vent right there. Okay, that looks good. We're going to put the medical room in the corner, so that's 1, 2, 3. That's going to fit there. And that means we have enough room for... I'm going to have a couple backup reactors up here. 2 backup reactors in case our main one takes damage. We want to be able to at least sustain our ship so it doesn't drift off into space. And then we're going to put a couple of gyroscopes in case our gyroscope bank gets hit. So there and there and there. And then our flight seat's going to be there. Our medical room's going to be there. We're going to have some probably partitioned full covered wall sections to prevent us from just, you know, falling down the hole right here, which is going to be a passageway. And then we're going to have one flight seat there. We might have a remote control bank right there if we can fit it, and I think we should be able to. And as well as that, we might also have a button panel, so we can control some of the other aspects of our ship via button panel when we're not inside of the control section. Alright, well, I think that was a successful episode so far. And next episode, we're going to have some more work done to it before you even join in. So hopefully we'll get this ship done nice and soon. So thank you folks for watching, and I will see you folks next time.